I'm Keith,
I'm Logan.
and welcome to Hot Zombie Summer, a Resident Evil review and retrospective podcast where we'll be playing through the main games of Capcom's Resident Evil series in release order.
We'll be talking characters, lore, gameplay, thrills, chills, and everything in between.
Yeah, so please join us, and we encourage you to listen along and play along with us as we go on this journey together. All right, we are here today, and we're gonna do some quick thoughts about Resident Evil Requiem now that we both completed the game. So it's gonna be bonus episode number 2 of Hot Zombie Summer.
That's right. Yeah, Requiem. We both finished the game, as you said. And so this is going to be more of a review episode as opposed to a traditional deep dive. So we won't be doing the 4 to 5 part installment on this game, rather just more of a brief overview.
Yeah, not yet, but down the line we'll do.
Right.
Yeah,
Probably in a couple
yeah,
years.
yeah. You'll get all our thoughts on Victor Gideon.
Right. And
Yeah,
Nathan Dempsey, right?
yeah. Was he the voice actor?
I think he was Grace's boss at the beginning.
Oh, that was okay. Sorry,
That's okay.
I don't know if we ever knew his name, but
Yeah. I just knew from the character model.
gotcha.
I did think that character was going to come back in some way, and he never did.
He kind of did at the very end. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Sure,
But
sure. Yeah.
yeah. So I guess what you're just before we get real in depth with specifics, what are your overall thoughts on this game? Like, where would you put it on a maybe like a tier list for RE if you thought that deeply about it?
Okay. So I would say, in a nutshell, I liked it asterisk, and we can go into the asterisk later. I would say it's probably B tier for me.
Interesting. Okay. I think
Yeah.
we'll be pretty similar because I thought it was uneven. I kind of went back and forth on what I thought about it. I ended up liking the last like third quite a lot,
Oh,
but I'd probably
interesting.
go A tier. It's
A
not
tier.
yeah, it's not like best of the best RE4 or even like RE2 remake. But yeah, I think it's yeah, I think it's better than some of the also ran games that we've had. So
Sure. Are you
yeah.
in your tier list? Are you including S tier?
Yeah, like S
Okay,
tier would be
okay,
yeah,
got
S
it.
tier would be, like your RE4 and your RE4 remake and
Okay,
RE3 remake and
okay.
RE1. Yeah.
What would A tier be for you? Just out of curiosity.
Probably like this game and probably like Village and Seven. I'd probably put all three of those
Okay,
right on the same
okay,
level.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think this is for me. B tier Village is there. This is there. Um, Arguably RE3 original.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So I liked it, but I enjoyed it more than I liked it, if that makes sense.
That's a good way to put it. And I think I'm pretty similar on that. If I had to throw a number on it, I'd be, somewhere in the 8 to 9, maybe selling at 8.5 type of thing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
curious how it's going to do on replays because I'll replay at some point. I'll probably take a break and play some other games in between. But I feel like this might be one where the replays don't hold up as much just because there's so much story and
yeah,
stuff. And not that it's a bad story, but there's just a lot of it.
yeah. And I will say, I said to you last week I wasn't going to replay it. Turns out I am replaying, and I'm trying
Oh,
to
you're
do
doing
a
another one.
speed run. And yeah, the game I would say is not built for a speed run
Okay, interesting.
so far, but I
Yeah.
also suck at speed runs, so.
I've never tried to really do a speed run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm doing a speed run plus a no blood collector run to get all
Oh,
the little
interesting.
points. So that's an interesting combo.
Okay. Yeah, it does do the completion points to kind of encourage you to go through and give you goals and things like that. So that's
Right.
kind of interesting. I like that it does
Yeah.
stuff like that, where at least you have the option to engage with that if you want to.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So in terms of gameplay, I mean, we talked in our last bonus episode that this felt, at least to me, like a combo of 2 and 4. But what did you think of how the game felt?
I liked playing as Grace. Um, I'm trying to think how to say this. My least favorite, we're just kind of jumping all over the place, but my least favorite part of the game, honestly, was probably like the Raccoon City sections with Leon.
Okay, I get
Like
that.
I don't know, I enjoy the comment, but it felt so much like a section of set pieces to me,
Yes.
where
Yeah.
it just like I'm going through it felt all like pre-designed roller coaster style.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not that it wasn't fun, but it just I don't know, I didn't feel the same freedom that I felt playing like an RE4. It's
Sure.
just kind of like, oh, I do this, I do that, I do this. I go, here's the part where you're fighting the zombies on the sideways building and shooting out the glass from underneath them. Here's the part where the zombies have mortar shells that they're firing
Right.
at you to hide in the building. Here's the part where you ride a motorcycle and shoot dogs. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was fun, but yeah, it's kind of like I never felt like blown away or thrilled, like deeply thrilled by it the
Mm,
same way that I did like the really iconic sections of, like an RE4 that I keep bringing up, which I think this game is. I mean, obviously the RE2 is the big callbacks from a nostalgia
sure.
standpoint, but it's also trying to call back to that combat style of RE4 a lot.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like as you were talking about that, I got like flashes of like RE9 combined with Mario 64, where it's like da 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 da, like the sideways, right? Pick the star
Yeah.
thing, and then it's like the sideways building, right? And it's like pretty much the same, and then it's like, ooh, it's a little different, or like, mortar shells on Raccoon City, and then you got to go do that part. So it felt like variations on a theme.
That's a good way to
Um,
put it.
but now I want to see a mashup of Mario 64 and like Leon kicking like somebody's head off.
Yeah.
It's like it's like let's go. That's interesting that you talked about that part because even though I think we're probably going to be coming to the same place, I actually like that Raccoon City
Okay.
section a lot, because it felt like because of those variations on a theme, so it felt like different but within the same environment, right?
Hmm.
Like I know people are really mixed on the zombies with guns and mortar shells and weapon stuff, but I thought that was a fun sequence. And it felt like it was all really pulse pounding, but it didn't wear out its welcome. And so I think for me, from a gameplay perspective, I just liked that feel, even though it was more concerted and like narrowed than four, right? It wasn't like
Hmm.
go around and do this. It was like do this in this one place and then go do it in another place.
Yeah.
So, but
And
yeah.
yeah, and if I'm being positive, I'll be talking my both sides of my mouth a little bit on this. I never
Hey.
felt like overwhelmed by it or kind of exhausted by it the same way that you do towards the end of four, like in the island
Yeah.
section where you're kind of like, oh my God, another wave of zombie enemies. So
Yeah.
from a pacing standpoint, I thought they did really well.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think the offset to that is I never felt like exhilarated, like, oh my God, I'm so glad I got through that part. That was really intense. It was all,
Yeah.
and maybe that's something where I just need to replay it again at a higher difficulty to really feel that. But
Sure. What
yeah.
were there parts where it did feel really intense or you felt that kind of like,
The
oh,
the gas station probably came closest to me. The
sure.
gas station battle where it's you have to kind of sneak through to begin with, and there are some branching paths, so that's kind of cool where you can sneak up on the roof and get the drop on some zombies. But then it almost looks like a Hellraiser character.
Oh, the
With
like
the
I was thinking
yeah,
Mad
the
Max. It was like a Mad
oh
Max
yeah, or Mad
zombie.
Max. Yeah, there's like a
Yeah.
horrible monster zombie that comes in with a chainsaw and you do a chainsaw battle with him. And it's very set PC, but
Oh yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
pretty cool. So
Yeah. It was
as there's
fun.
flames burning around you. So yeah.
And I like that the game doesn't, they're like, we don't even need to try to explain this character. They're like, I don't know, he's just
Yeah,
hanging
here he
out.
is. Yeah. And you just
Yeah.
have yeah, you just have a chainsaw too. So
Why not?
why
Yeah.
not? But
Yeah. I guess like maybe more broadly in terms of exhilaration, were there other like non-Raccoon City sections that you felt like really kind of quickened your pulse, so to say?
I like the last area. So this was kind of different from what we've had, definitely the other games we've played so far for the podcast, and even like seven and maybe a little bit of age, where I thought the last area was actually the best for me. At least
Um,
at least for the Leon parts in the
got
lab.
it. Got it.
Yeah, I thought that was
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
The arc.
Killing the lickers. Lickers were it was I was of two minds because I felt like there was maybe a little, it was going a little heavy in the RE2 nostalgia towards the
Yeah.
end. So when the Liquor showed up, it's kind of like, well, we've already had, here's Mr. X,
Yeah.
here's, the RPD complete with finding memos about planning Leon's welcome party.
Right.
And
Right. Literal flashbacks to RE2
yeah,
remake.
yeah, he's like flashing back to people he met for all of 5 minutes in RE2.
Right.
Like,
Right. I'll always remember Marvin Branagh.
oh man, he made such an impact on me
Right.
after
It's like,
yeah, 2 minutes I talked to him.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, but I get what they're going for. But yeah, I thought that was a cool. I thought the ending area with Leon was really well done, and it was challenging.
Hmm.
And then, but yeah, Grace, I will say I thought they did a good job with the marketing lead up to it of introducing
Yeah.
Grace as the main
Yeah.
character at first, and then slowly leaking and hinting that Leon was going to be involved, and then getting the official reveal that was Leon. So I feel like
Yeah.
if people knew from the beginning and had the time to get used to, okay, I'm going to play as Grace, you have spent the first, 5 hours of the game being like, when do I get to play as Leon for
Hmm.
an extended
Hmm.
period of time? Because it does sort of that Raccoon City area is the first time where you get like extended time with Leon. That's more
Right.
than like 20 minutes or half an hour. So
Right. Right. Isn't it like I don't watch The Bachelor, but like isn't that a thing on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette? Like you get like extended time with one of the contestants, like you get to go on a longer date.
yeah, exactly. So we got to go along. We got to have dinner and a movie with Grace.
Right.
And then we were just popping into the bathroom with Leon here and there
Oh
just to
God.
relieve some tension.
Jeez.
Sorry. You introduced the metaphor. I was just
I
trying to
did, I
I
did. I
was trying
didn't.
to
I mean, I
complete
don't
it.
know. I don't
Yeah,
watch The Bachelor, so I don't know if they do that. They probably do, but like I don't
I
know. They're
think so.
probably
I
they're
think there's a part of
probably
Bachelor where you go have best friend sex in the
yeah,
bathroom
and
with someone who's not dating.
they're probably pressured to do it,
Yeah, I
by
think so.
producers, which
Yeah.
is gross.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's like
Anyhow.
don't sue us, Disney.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, where were we? Leon. Yes, the Grace stuff in the marketing was good. I'm glad that they kind of slowly turned the dial up with Leon. And I think that we talked about this a little bit last time, but I do think it was a really successful for me kind of alternation of gameplay between stealth and then like full combat. I felt like
Mhm.
they knew how they had an overpowered character in Leon and they knew how to use it selectively because if the whole game was that, it's like there's no to me like tension. It's just like this guy
Yeah.
can kill anything and has for like 30 years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I thought was a good way to do it where yeah, you're Grace and you're forced to play a different style of game, and then you get that kind of cathartic release of almost like take letting out you're holding your breath and you're able to
right,
exhale as
right,
Leon and just start blasting stuff.
right. Waiting
Yeah.
to Exhale, a 90s movie I have not seen but would like to.
I've never seen either.
Yeah, I think Angela
Yeah.
Bassett's in it. I like
Is it
Angela
about
Bassett.
swimming? Is that why they're waiting to exhale? Is that what it is?
I think they're playing Resident Evil 9.
Oh, okay. That's what's
Yeah,
about. Yeah.
yeah,
It
it's
it foretold Resident Evil 9.
right. It's like the
Yeah.
trailer's like four black women get together to play Resident Evil 9. Yeah.
And then yeah.
So yeah. Well, so yeah, I think the grace sections are good. Um, I like the interplay. I will say, and I don't know, I guess before I say this, what difficulty did you play the game
I
on?
played standard modern for the first playthrough.
Is that the I don't remember how they actually describe the difficulty. Is there like a hard or was that the hard?
Um, there was an easy mode for sure.
Okay. I
And then
th
classic mode it made it sound like it was basically the same, but you have ink ribbons. Was that
I
the
th
difference?
okay, so I think
I
I
should have looked
did
this up.
no, 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 I didn't know we were gonna I think I was classics standard.
Okay.
So a little bit less autosave and I had to do ink ribbons with Grace.
That's what it was. Less auto saves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can craft them so they're like actually not that scarce.
Okay. Yeah, that's why
Um
I don't know. I don't really like the ink ribbon.
oh really? Oh,
system.
interesting.
Yeah,
I do.
I like it. I don't know. It kind of after a while kind of gets to be a what's the point of this type of thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I like the mechanism of having to strategically save, even though it does make sometimes it a little annoying practically to be like, to say
it
that
does. But it's also like I can just put the game on pause and put it in rest mode and come
that's
back to
true.
it. So
That's
it's
true.
kind of I
Yeah.
don't know. It's kind of what's the point of this to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I
uh,
think the reason I was asking this was because playing through the game, especially as Leon, I didn't really feel like I was really in danger, really struggling. I
no, I didn't
felt
either.
it was really easy.
Yeah, I died a few times, but I also finished the game with I think I had like 5 or 6 med injectors by the end of the game.
Okay.
And I didn't really use Requiem. I only used Requiem twice really, which is the main
Really?
like the Magnum gun. I used it in
Huh.
the well, I used it once as Grace to kill the zombie that has like the medical bracelet on.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, just
Okay.
because I was kind of getting to the end of my I'd been playing for like a couple hours at that point. I was like, I just want to do this, so I'm just gonna kill him. And I used it for the Tyrant fight as Leon and for the ending fight.
Right,
Yep.
right.
So it
Okay.
made the ending fight having like 10 Requiem bullets made it very, very easy, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, this is my reward for not using Requiem too much during the game. Just
That's
kind of
fair.
blast
Yeah.
through this. But
I do like the mechanic of getting the basically equivalent of the Magnum at the beginning. I think that's fun.
yeah. And I
That's
didn't know
fun.
this. You can, because you have it as Grace, but very, very limited bullets, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you can kill Chunk, I guess, which I didn't know until I watched a YouTube video about like secrets that you
Yeah.
might miss.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chunk is a big large zombie who wanders
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
Who I believe in a memo we learned like has an eating disorder.
Yeah, they were trying to make him more hungry, but that worked too well. He was on
Yeah, I
like
thought
the opposite of they're testing the opposite of Ozempic. They're like, well, if there's a drug that increased your appetite.
yeah, I thought that was a weird, it was like kind of a bizarre, like I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Because
Yeah.
then he's just screaming, he's like, don't fucking look at me.
Yeah, did I say they would eat whatever? Like he'd eat like in inedible items. Like, oh yeah, he's eating just lamps and shit. Yeah, it's huge, so
Yeah, yeah.
but
They're like, this is what Capcom thinks of like fat people. They're just
yeah.
like, they'll eat anything. And
Well,
it's like,
yeah,
that's not true, Capcom.
yeah.
But yeah, I did try to inject Chunk with a hemolytic injector and it did nothing. I heard if you do it 3 times, it will
Yeah, you
heal.
have to do it a couple times. I just avoided him, so but
Yeah. It
yeah.
was a fun
But
little
that's
kind of,
the
yeah.
yeah, that's the Grace kind of play style. I really like the care center,
I do too.
which is the big area for
Yeah.
Grace. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
It's very much reminiscent of wandering around the house in RE7.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, except instead of having one stalker type enemy, it has multiple that kind of go around and you have to avoid them. So there's
Yeah.
the large fella chunk. There's the cook who has the
Right.
big butcher knife, and then eventually you get to have the girl too from
Yes.
the intro to the game. She comes back, and we kind
Right.
of compliment the game that oh that's crazy that they introduced this cool monster and killed it right away. But yeah,
Right. Boy, were we wrong. We're
yeah
like,
we should have realized that. Yeah,
right.
nothing
Right.
dies the first try in Resident Evil or the
Yeah.
second try for that matter.
That's true. I will say that, I mean, what did you think of the girl? I mean, I feel like that is kind of like, in some ways, like maybe the secondary or tertiary villain. I mean, well, maybe, maybe not. Whatever, what's the
It's
four version? Quadrilateral?
it's definitely the one that you run into the most because it's
Yeah.
yeah the very beginning like kind of intro section with Grace, not the very intro in the hotel, but the sort of when you're in the Redwood Hospital, but you don't have any weapons yet, so it's purely just sneaking around when you're trying to get the
Hmm.
keys, and then
Hmm.
it
Hmm.
yeah comes back again. You do the care center area, which is kind of the key area for Grace. Like
It
that's the
is.
one you spend the most time in. And it's classic Resident Evil where there's a door that you have access to right away, but you have to find 3 cubes to open it.
Right. The
Yeah.
sun, moon, and star
Yes. Yeah.
cubes.
And then you get to Yeah, then when you go down to the basement, she's the main villain down the basement. We have to sneak around. So,
Yeah. At first, so I was talking to my trivia host Mark about this. Shout out to Mark, Brain Reaction Trivia. At first I wasn't really into the girl because I was just like, I don't know. This is like another stalker villain. I think thematically it works for me a little bit more
hmm
because we learned that she was,
once you know the backstory a little
yeah,
bit.
that she
Yeah.
was experimented on clone that mutated, which mostly just makes me sad, right? In a way that like maybe because it was a young child, it hits differently. But like this is not a new thing, right? Like the Bakers
Yeah.
were they weren't experimented on, but they were exposed to mold and you know, bad
Yeah.
stuff happened.
Yeah, it's kind of part of the this whole series is most of the monsters you fight there, they didn't have agency in this. They were created by something else, and then
Yeah.
you're kind of forced to kill them. But again, I
Yeah.
think you're kind of putting them out of their misery is kind of how it's, I guess, in the moral universe of Resident Evil. Although, should we start jumping into some more kind of story type of stuff,
Sure,
based
yeah.
stuff? Or
Yeah. Yeah,
so
we
the
can do
big
that.
with Grace in the care center, you find early on a girl who's blind. She has, very obviously blind. She has cataracts where her eyes are clouded over, and she's just in a cell, in a see-through cell with only a single bed. And she doesn't seem to really know why she's there or what's
Hmm.
going on. But her name's Emily, and towards the end of the care center, you have to do the same mechanism where you have to solve a puzzle based on putting the star, the sun, and the moon together in the correct order based on hints, but it's in Braille. So Grace is like, what am I gonna do? If only I knew a blind girl. Oh, wait, I just met a blind girl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Grace probably could have just brute forced her way through that because
Yep.
there's three selections and
Yeah.
there's, like I think there's what would it be mathematically, maybe like 20 or
Like,
30 different combinations. That's
right.
not that many.
Right.
But
Or she could have
but I
asked
get that.
she could have asked Emily,
Yeah.
like just like, can you
Yeah.
tell me this? Also, it took Emily fucking forever to
It
like
took her
figure
a
that.
long time, so I don't think she's very good reading Braille. And then
Yeah.
later on, jumping ahead to the very end, uh, Grace is like, "Oh, I'm teaching Emily to read." And I was like, "I guess she wasn't that good at it." I mean,
Damn.
I think it's implied that she's teaching her how to read words because she's not blind anymore. But
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Because she gets the cure, um, and then is, yeah, not.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that there was some interesting misdirection with Emily, right? She looks like Grace, and I think they kind of deliberately do that to be like, to
Yes,
plant
yeah.
the seed of like, oh, is actually Grace a clone? Are these all clones of Grace? Which is not, the
hmm
case. So I'm okay with that
Yeah, there's
misdirection.
lots of red herrings in this one.
Yeah.
Lots of
Yeah.
MacGuffins and red herrings and whatnot.
Yeah, pretty blatant.
Yeah.
And then I think it's interesting just to revisit something that we talked about in the previous episode, also a narrative beat. I think you were very much like, I don't think Victor Gideon is the main villain. He kind of is.
Yeah, that's
Like,
interesting. They kind
yes and
of
no.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about that too because he does have someone he's working for. I mean, ultimately he's working for Spencer, who looms large over this game.
Right.
But more directly, he's working for Zeno.
Right.
What's his name? The Z guy.
Yeah, Xeno.
Yeah, Zeno.
Hmm.
Yeah, who's kind of his boss at this sort of not literally Neo Umbrella, but this sort of group that's like a continuation of Umbrella.
Wait, are you talking about the connections?
Yeah, the connections. Yeah.
So I guess let's maybe hash this out because my sense is that Victor is doing his own thing and Zeno is like they have an uneasy partnership.
Yeah.
But like I don't think Victor Gideon is trying to do the work of the connections. I guess that's a little unclear to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, there's a lot of things that are kind of
Yeah.
unclear.
Yeah.
But
I feel like and we can talk about that as like a narrative strategy, which is both I appreciate it, but also it's like a little frustrating. So Gideon is present in the care center. Um, we get into his underground lab at the care center because, of course, he has a big ass underground lab. Um, and then we encounter him on the way to Raccoon City as Leon in a fun motorcycle chase. set piece. But then
Yeah.
after that, he's kind of sidelined until like the very end.
Yeah, he shows up at the very end. It's a yeah, you think you killed him as Leon. They comes back at the very end.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's interesting. He kind of goes in and out a little
Yeah.
bit.
Do we want to try to do like just a quick chronology of the story
Sure.
and what we thought about it?
Sure.
Um, okay, so just to level set. So as Grace, you're in the care center, you try to escape, you meet Emily, you almost get out, Emily gets sucked into the basement by the girl. So now your mission is before you can leave, you want to go rescue Emily. So then
Right.
as Grace, you go down, you outsmart the girl, you escape with Emily, and then you run into a helicopter pilot who says, "Well, I don't have the key for the helicopter. It's in there. It's in the house." And then you go, yeah, to the underground lab that Victor has.
Right.
And then you
Right.
get a big exposition dump about what they're trying to do, involving giant tanks of blood that you can use to import memories from like geniuses into other bodies to continue like the great world leaders. It's
Yeah.
very confusing
It's
because it
weird.
ultimately doesn't end up being what the game is about.
No, it's like all of
Yeah.
that doesn't really matter in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that was weird. I liked the plot point. I liked the like just gonzo nature of blood carries all this stuff. And I think like you could probably find like some weird pseudoscience people who'd be very into that
Yeah.
idea, you know?
Yeah. I was fine with it for Resident Evil World,
Yeah, but
where
not in this one.
yeah, well, there's lots of wacky off the wall things in Resident Evil. So the
That's
idea
true.
that blood would carry memories, I was like, I'm willing to accept that as a plot
Sure,
point.
sure.
But then, yeah, I don't know, just overall the plot, I was more interested in the beginning as far as what's the deal with Grace? Is she actually special?
Yeah.
What's her history? Yeah, is she a clone? Because they're playing with that for a long time. We kind of get hints early on that Alyssa's not really her mom, and I felt like the overall uh, resolving of that or the revelations we come to later in the game, I don't know. I was kind of meh on them. The whole thing
Ye
turns into a big sort of wild goose chase in some ways.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a double wild goose chase,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
because like the stuff with the lab underground, it turns out that's not actually the key to Elpis, which we'll get into.
Yeah. Then,
Um,
yeah. Then you find out that they're like experimenting on these clone little girls who are all like evil and die and come back to the death and kill people. And that was another weird sequence. I didn't know quite
right,
what to make of that, besides
right.
just being a little kids are creepy type of motif.
Yeah, it was very like Village of the Damned kind
Yeah.
of situation. Yeah, and so like all of these threads to me like don't really coalesce, right? Like they kind of like leave off and then you pick up another one.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt very much like it was. And I get this game and this whole series. They're trying to, my interpretation of this game, especially with it being called Requiem, is they're trying to kind of wrap up all the Umbrella stuff and put a bow on it.
Yeah.
That's how I was taking it. And that's really
Yeah.
difficult to do because we've been so all over the place over the past 25, even more than that,
That
30 years
30,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like the fact that this game coincides with the 30th, 30-year anniversary of the series,
Yeah.
I definitely think that's what they were doing, but it also makes me like wonder what else was in the drafts.
Yeah. Because
You
it does
know?
even leave some loose threads at the yeah, at the end because yeah, eventually you don't save Emily. You're trying to save Emily. You get to the helicopter crashes. There's a really cool sequence that this was a cool sequence where you play as Leon, but you're protecting Grace with a
Oh
sniper
yeah, I
rifle.
love
That
that.
was
That was
cool. I thought that
great.
was
That was
awesome.
super good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was actually a little bit challenging. It's almost like a kind of that a similar stress level to the infamous like cabin sequence in RE4 where
Yeah.
you have to
Hmm.
like you have to keep your head on a swivel and make sure no one's
Yeah.
sneaking up on her.
Yeah. That's
But it's all done
stressful.
through the sniper rifle. So it was stressful in a fun sort of way. But Emily ultimately ends up dying, and then Grace has like a big emotional breakdown about that because she really
Ye-
wanted to save Emily.
But she like mutates into a bioweapon.
Yes. So Emily dies and mutates into a horrible monster. And then Leon shows up and you can choose whether you want to. kill her or not. I killed her.
Oh, you
I don't
can
know
just
what
like
happens.
not?
You cannot, but I don't think anything changes the
Okay.
narrative. I should have looked that up too, what
That's
happens,
okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah. But it's kind of funny because she kind of throws she gets upset with Leon for killing her. But it's also like, well, you just killed a girl, and that was also a little orphan girl.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right.
you like melted her into a pile of goo, and you don't. That's what I was
Right.
saying when I was
But
Leon. Like,
well, it
oh, I
was
when I kill a little girl, it's a problem, but you're allowed to. That's not fair.
yeah. And
Yeah.
wasn't that was like right, so like that was nuts. This was just like a Resident Evil Zero rehash. Right? You gotta open up the roof to let the sun in and melt the creature. Like we've
Yeah.
done that in Zero.
Yeah.
But
It's a
whatever.
Zelda. It always makes me think of Zelda. There's a bunch of Zelda bosses where you have to like
Oh
open
yeah.
up, yeah, burn the drapery to get light in, or open up the crank to get light in. So
The Dawn Drapery.
the Dawn drapery, yeah. So because
Now
yeah, the
that's
girl is sensitive to light, and that's ultimately how you kill her is
right.
letting the sunlight in. So
Right. That's my next supercut is Zelda plus Don Draper melting. Like Link opens it and he's just like, "Oh no." Oh. Anyway, yeah, and then this so at this point, this is like a weird kind of narrative move, right? Like Grace is distraught and then
it kind of seems like she surrenders almost.
yeah, like Gideon's like, "Do you
Yeah.
want to know the truth?" and she's like kind of willing to go along with it.
Yeah,
I
that
thought that
was
was
very,
strange.
that was a weird, it felt I want to say it felt unearned because they at least tried to do something, but it was strange to me where that shift came from, where it's almost like she gave up because she wasn't able to save Emily. But at the beginning, like she didn't even know Emily. Like she just, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because yeah, I mean, and this is just like, the Wikipedia summary sentence. Leon is forced to subdue Emily, and a distraught Grace abandons Leon and leaves the facility with Gideon and his benefactor, a connections representative named Zeno. So it's like, yeah, it seems like she's just in a rough space and she's just like, okay, but like I still don't, that doesn't make sense to me, right? This person who lured her into the hotel and had all those photos of her and
It's like, let's hear
was
him out.
right. It's like, okay, I sure, I'm like,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's really just a setup. To me, it was just like, how do we get to Raccoon City?
Yeah, it gives Leon something to do because now Leon needs to go rescue Grace. So he goes to Raccoon City. You find out that Raccoon City is in a kind of in a frozen in time vis-a-vis the thermobaric bombing that they
That's
did.
right. Although, is it thermobaric in the remake or is it a nuke? They kind of don't say, right?
They kind of say a missile strike always,
Yeah.
but yeah, you find out that people have been going into Raccoon City for like reconnaissance operations. You find BSAA tents and other military things. What do you think? Did we talk about Xeno? What do you think of
No.
Xeno?
So, yeah, I feel like I was like kind of horny for Xeno.
Okay,
Like, but I was like, but I shouldn't be, but I am, right? So, like,
got that bad boy thing going.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
like I think what I described it, I don't know if I described it to you as someone, it's like Wesker if he went stylish, but instead of tactical. Like he had like one earring, one dangle earring. I love that. I was like, that's
Yeah,
so
no,
cool.
I thought the design was cool. He felt very much like a Kojima villain to me, more so than a
Yeah.
Resident Evil villain. Like just very
Yeah.
stylish. He has like a cool coat on and like a cheek haircut and yeah, like
Yeah.
a
I was like, this guy's cool.
yeah. He has a
Ob
magic gun that can explode people.
right. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know how he's doing that. But he's basically, I mean, it's not stated explicitly. I mean, the implication is he's a Wesker clone, right?
Yeah, he has some sort of he's yeah, maybe one of the Wesker clones and then has like T-virus powers like Wesker did.
Right. He's got, and they play with this so much, right? He wears sunglasses. You can see the color of his eyes, which are like yellow red under the glasses. He moves like Wesker does in Code Veronica X, like with his like Agent Smith Matrix shit.
Yeah, I was kind
Um,
of half expecting a reveal that he actually was Wesker and like a new identity
right,
at some point, but they never really went to that direction. So I don't
right,
know if we were supposed to read into that, or if it was just, oh, he has the same powers that Wesker does.
right. And I think like I'm of two minds about that. On one hand, it's like I don't need them to spell everything out, but on the other hand, it's like that's a pretty big like question mark. Like what is that? Like
Yeah.
what does it mean or what are the implications? Um, I was bummed that we never got to fight him.
I kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah, I kind of
Okay.
thought that was cool because like I said, I didn't think that Victor was going to be the big bad. And then just to kind of jump ahead towards the ending, the sad for the ending. So the whole game, and I don't know how you could possibly make sense of this. Spencer Oswald, one of the founders of Umbrella, orchestrated all of this. So he created something called Elpis. So that's kind of the big thing that they're trying to get to and what they're hiding by
Right.
striking Raccoon City with a missile. But then you find out Grace deduces that Elpis is actually a cure for all the T virus, G virusy things.
Hmm.
So it's kind of presented as being just like a cure-all for any bioweapon, like it's going to neutralize all the BOWs. Is kind of how I took it.
Okay. Okay. I think that's how I read it. I guess I read it with maybe a little bit more specificity, like the T
Like it's just
virus
for
and
the
the
T
G
virus.
virus and the C
Yeah,
virus, but like not mold
maybe not the mold, or that
and
might be their
not
or what they're going to
and
do the
and
next
not Las
game. Yeah,
Plagas. I don't know, but yeah, I mean,
yeah. As painted as Spencer regrets what he's done, and this is like his atonement. But why would like it seemed like a long ways to go? Like why can't you just develop the cure and then just be like, hey, everyone, there's a cure. Like it seemed,
yeah,
yeah.
I see what you're saying, and like the way that this is, the way
I
that
guess there
this
wouldn't
is
be a video
revealed.
game. So that would be
Yeah,
the main reason why, but in
but
the narrative, it kind of
I
doesn't make a lot of sense.
it doesn't because like right pivotal to this is I just blanked on her name. I want to say Susan Ashford, Grace's
Uh,
mom.
oh, Alyssa
Alyssa,
Ashcroft.
I was like
Yeah,
Susan Ashford, not even close.
yeah,
Right, like so she's interviewing Spencer and he's talking to her about like atoning for this, right? And Elpis means hope, right? Or Elpis is
yes,
the
yeah.
Greek
Elpis
goddess
is
of
like the Greek
hope.
goddess of hope. Yeah,
Right. And so the reveal that he he had adopted Grace and gives Grace to Alyssa, right? I'm like so much of this hinges on this interview and like and the passage of like this random child to
yeah,
Spencer to Alyssa and I'm just like there's just a
yeah.
lot happening in a very small flashback and I'm like I don't totally understand like
Yeah. So his plan was to adopt a little girl and then give that little girl to a reporter and give the reporter a hint for the password to a computer program would be 22 years later and just hope that
uh
somehow Grace figures out what the password is.
yeah I
In the
think
meantime, how many hundreds of thousands of people have died to POWs. It's just very like
yeah like
this has
it
to happen, this has to happen, this has to happen. It's I don't know. It's
yeah, so I guess like I'm like trying to think if we're missing anything because I'm like there's no way that he would have had the foresight to like think about that, right? Like I don't think
unless it
so.
was like a some sort of meant to be like a dead man switch or something, but they never sold it out. They always make
No,
it seem like, yeah, he would sincerely want to atone. But that's what Grace deduces at the end. So
right,
the key is not her blood, which you're kind of led to believe. It's
right,
just her knowledge of what's the password.
right. Because the
And then
whole
yeah.
yeah, the whole reason that Zeno brings her to the Ark, which is the kind of secret, ultra secret slash continued umbrella kind of laboratory is he thinks her blood will unlock Elpis, and it's
Mhm.
not, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a little thrown by that. I think those late flashbacks do a lot of heavy lifting in a way that
Yeah.
I don't think is entirely successful, but I do like the kind of I don't know, Spencer's such an interesting character because we don't really interact with him much except for in maybe the Resident Evil 5 DLC.
Yeah. Well, that was
Um,
confusing too, because last time we saw him in five, he was still kind of evil.
right. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
remember him. So this is like a major retcon, right?
Yeah. So I guess they just kind of maybe just retconned all of that.
Yeah. So I don't mind like the exploration of nuance. I will say like I think this has maybe either confused or divided people in the fan community because some people read his development of the virus as just a move to like fuck over his rivals. And I don't think that's right.
The development of Elpis?
Yeah.
Or yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
I
oh,
don't think
like
so
this is
either.
a cure. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
it
like
was
that
very
doesn't
much presented more that yeah, he sincerely felt regret for what he had done to the world and wanted to correct that.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Because then the password wouldn't be hope.
Yeah,
It would be
exactly.
like capitalism.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
and you can choose the ending at the as Grace because you can either release Elpis or destroy Elpis. And if you destroy Elpis, you get the bad ending, which
yeah.
that would yeah, I
What
would have
did
if that was the first one I picked, I would have reloaded because that sucked.
so I
Leon just dies, and that's
that
the
was
end.
the first one I picked.
Oh,
I
you're like,
did
that's
I
it?
Yeah, well, I was just like my mouth was hanging open because I was like, okay, Zeno shoots Leon in the head,
Yeah.
and then the entire like, thing that they're on
Yeah, the
crashes.
big underground platform
Yeah,
lab thing, yeah.
and Grace gets out and then it cuts to credits and I was like,
You're
what the
like,
fuck
that's
was
the end.
this? I was like, oh my
You're like,
God.
that sucked.
But then it does prompt you. It's like you can play again from the decision tree that
Oh, okay.
and
You
so
have
I
to
was like, I
go
clearly
reload.
picked the wrong thing.
Okay. That's kind of
Um,
why would they even give you that choice? That's so weird.
yeah.
If it clearly doesn't want you to pick the other one. I don't know. That's
And
bizarre.
and the good ending is canonical, right? So
Yeah, good
it's
and canonical, and it's like the happiest ending you can imagine. So there, Leon's cured, Sherry's cured. This kind of made me laugh. So we kind of alluded to Emily coming back. So this virus that can help like cure anyone of any sort of T virus, G virus, Leon says, "Oh, when I shot Emily, I didn't shoot any of her vitals, so she's still alive." And then, yeah, I guess they just go and give her the cure, and it also cures her blindness because then you see a
right.
picture of her and Grace later, and her eyes look
Unclouded.
uncataracted. Yeah,
Yeah. Uncataracted. I like that word.
yeah, yeah. So, and
Yeah,
Grace is
and
doing better at work. She's more confident.
right, but she's
Yeah.
still late on that report.
I like that her cube is still messy. So the
Yeah.
very last scene, she's talking to Leanne on the phone and it's like, oh, nice to, you get the feeling that they're really in contact is like a friendly sort of way. Um, and
Yeah.
then, yeah, she has, her boss calls her in, she gets up and she's got her shoulders back and she's confident and she's
Right.
walking in. So the whole
Right.
game was just a way for Grace to get a good annual review.
Yeah. And
That's the
postural
most important thing.
analysis, right? Shoulders back, dropped, right? So that means her pecs aren't as tight, right? A lot of times people say, I've got back issues. It's like what's happening is tightness in the pecs.
Yep. Yeah,
So,
no, I need to be better with my posture too. So maybe I should go into like a weird haunted experimental laboratory and sneak around for a while.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah,
maybe that improve my posture also.
it's counterintuitive though, right? Like you would think that that would be really bad for your posture.
Because you're crouching around and sneaking around a
Right.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm sneaking around, my posture's bad.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
sneaking around for the record. That sounds like I'm sounds like I'm stepping out or something. When I sneak around, I'm really upright about it.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So story, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's
So
kind of I'm kind of here for the characters and the
yeah,
vibes more so than
yeah.
a coherent story. But
I
even
think
so,
that's
I was
right.
a little disappointed that I don't know. It's an ending, but it kind of makes it feel like everything up to this point was sort of like, what was the point of all that? Like, what's the point of the little
Yeah.
girls being cloned? And what's the point of
Yeah.
the care center? And seems like they could
Yeah.
have grabbed Grace 20 years ago and brought her there and avoided all of this. But
Yeah, I agree. I will say that maybe my favorite plot beat in this is the recontextualization of the Raccoon City missile strike.
yes, that was
I think
interesting.
that's really
Yeah.
smart because, right, the idea that, okay, the connections pressured, I guess, the government
Or just in
to
on their own, maybe.
maybe, yeah,
Yeah. Because a big thing is she's looking through the files with her, because she's with the DSO, which is like it's unclear. It's kind of like a BSA. It's sort of like an
right,
NGO type of thing.
right.
A Quango, as the Brits would call it.
What?
Uh, Quango, it's like a quasi-government thing. It's like one of
Oh,
those wacky
I
British
like it.
terms.
Yeah, give me a cuppa and let's talk about
Yeah,
Quango.
but how about Quangos? But yeah, she finds that she can't find any records of the president ordering the
Right,
strike. So
right.
then it's kind of like, oh well, who did the strike then? And yeah, it was the connections to protect this Elpis that they were.
Right.
They knew that Spencer had was developing or had developed. Or,
Yeah. And to
yeah,
just like ward off other people. They're like, this is now a nuclear war zone slash blast site. So now nobody's going to be there. But it turns
yeah,
out, right, a bunch of companies were going there
were
and
there
continuing to
anyway.
develop bioweapons, which I was like, that makes so much sense. It makes so much sense that
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
like the
yeah, because we
government
don't,
and
and that might
business,
be
you
a.
know.
Oh, sorry, I mean to cut you
No,
off.
no,
Go
no.
ahead.
I was just gonna say it just like I think like that makes sense. Like a government
Mhm.
and various factions dealing weapons would do that.
Yeah, and I had this headcanon for Resident Evil 3 when we talked about that I expressed pretty clumsily, but it does seem a world where corporations are on the level of the government and can,
Yeah.
yeah, like, yeah, have their own sort of, like they could launch a nuclear strike or some sort of huge strike just on their own, and the government won't really be able to stop them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, so I think that's smart. I don't know how I feel about how it sets up the connections, which has been like set up for now like 3 games
yeah,
as like
yeah. Because even like Lucas
Uber.
Baker was
Yeah.
involved in it, and
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
a giant shadow cabal.
Yeah,
It's
which
like
also feels very
responsible.
Kojima-y.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like responsible for every bad thing. It's
yeah.
like you drop your hot dog on the ground and it's like
It was the connections. Yeah,
the connections. Yeah. Um,
the pigeon that comes in and steals your hot dog from you at the beach. That's the connections, and yeah,
yeah, it has like a little like scroll around its foot.
yeah,
It just says the connections.
the connections. Yeah.
What did you think of the return of the Hound Wolf Squad?
I don't, not much. It was like, who are these people?
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna
What
call
do you?
them the Bloodhound Gang, but that's
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah. I wonder what they'll do with that. That's gonna be. It leaves the door open for sequels. I'm hoping we maybe just get some DLC and go in a different direction for the next full game. But
Yeah, I just
as long as it's
like,
interesting, I'll play whatever they put out. So it's,
yeah,
but
yeah. I think because I remember I think I texted you this. I'm just like, it's like Chris Ex Machina in like 7, 8, and 9, right?
yeah,
It's like
Chris.
it's just like
Kind of.
Chris arrives on the scene, Chris shootout scene in the end of Village. Not Chris this time, but his squad. And it's like,
Yeah, and they
Jesus
allude to like
Christ.
Captain Redfield is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And
Leon has some quip like, "Oh, Chris, always this would be a lot easier if Chris was on time," or something like that. So
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of a
yeah.
weird line, but
Yeah, so it's just
we'll see.
like, I don't know. They're just like, I think, and this is maybe getting us to maybe where we were going or where I want to go. I don't know if you want to go there, but it's just like, I am both pleased with the nostalgia and also like kind of rolling my eyes at it.
Yeah, it was a little too much for me. One thing we didn't mention that a lot of people were excited about is we get Hunk coming back. So Hunk towards the end of the game is like, I'm gonna take out the intruder. He's gonna take out Leon Kennedy, and then you end up, defeating him in battle. And I didn't know this in the game because I never went back, but I guess if you go back, his body is gone. And
Yeah,
that made me really roll my eyes because I'm like, can we just kill Hunk? Like what we
right, right.
just yeah, just be done.
Yeah. Well, and I'm like, I guess like it's obviously Hunk. He has the same kind of like get up. He has the
Yeah,
same
the
like death
helmet.
animation. Like
Yeah,
when he
yeah.
snaps your neck, he does this weird like Grim Reaper pose.
Yes, yeah. And he's
Um,
portrayed as being like a hyper competent super soldier.
right. And I just like, why do you think they like didn't just call him Hunk?
I don't know why.
They were just like, you have
Yeah.
to defeat the commander. I was like, who the fuck is the commander?
Yeah, that was kind of weird too. I don't
It's
know
just
why.
like it's like we know that this is Hunk. It's
Yeah, it's
Hunk.
kind of clearly meant to be Hunk, but they never officially said it. So yeah,
So
maybe they have a
yeah,
plan down the line. But again, I was kind of so. But yeah, all the Raccoon City RE2 nostalgia. It was right up the line of me for being too much, but ultimately I was like, yeah, all right. We haven't seen Lickers in a long time, so I'm fine with
yeah,
their big Lickers. We
yeah.
have another tyrant fight. It was probably the best boss fight in the game, at least for
That's
me. If I
true.
didn't mind it
Yeah.
from that standpoint, but yeah, it's kind of, you could have come up with something else. But
Right. This game
uh,
I would say was not awesome on boss fights.
no,
It was
nothing too
like
memorable.
it was fine, right? Even like Gideon is a nemesis.
Yeah, Gideon's your standard tentacle boss that
Yeah, I was
has
like,
big
okay.
glowing orbs you have to shoot. So
Right. It's just
that's a
like,
thrilling thing.
you know,
Yeah. I actually thought
um,
when you fought one of the chunks, because there are actually two chunks.
yeah,
Yeah.
chunk squared.
Chunk squared. But wait, it was just the first boss fight you do as Leon. I thought that was one of the
I
better
thought it
boss
was
fights in the game.
great.
Because
It
that
was
was really
so much
cool.
fun. Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
really starting to get like a more worthy adversary for Leon, who I think is
Mhm.
in God mode in this game.
Yeah, he's really,
He's
yeah.
just like really, I'm pretty much unkillable.
Yeah. And he can parry. Did you parry at all in this game? I kind of forgot you could parry.
I parried, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
like with like the chainsaw
Oh, okay.
and
I guess
like
you can
other
just parry like
things.
zombie grabs and shit like that
Oh, yeah,
too.
I didn't do that.
I
I
didn't really
didn't.
engage with that because I didn't really feel like I needed to. I just shot everything.
No, I
Yeah.
had, yeah, and I was like, I have a ton of bullets. I have body armor. Like I'm gonna get like just like a little bit of damage. So yeah, I didn't feel the need to do that.
Yeah, I feel like you do that. Except for you do it in the hunk fight and kind of nudges you to do it because it's like the
Right.
Krauser fight. It's a blade versus
That's
blade, close quarters.
that's
So
exactly what I was thinking. I was like,
yeah,
they needed a Krauser fight, so they were like,
yeah,
Hunk,
yeah.
you know. So, do you think it's weird at all that Jill and Claire didn't come up in this game, like in reference?
I so I actually when they said Captain Redfield, part of me was like, I wonder if they're gonna have Claire be Captain Redfield.
Which would
That
have
would
been
be cool.
cool. That would have
Yeah,
been cool.
but no, they didn't. And there's lots of theories, mostly like kind of more sales and business expectations. Like I get the feeling that Capcom doesn't have a lot of faith in Jill and Claire as characters
Which is
to win the
weird to
game,
me. Which is
which
weird.
I wish they'd take a chance on them. But
Seriously. Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, they haven't really been very respected as characters since their initial games because Jill was in five, but kind of a zombie version, and
Yeah. They
Claire was Claire in. My memories of six are so hazy. Was she in six or was
She
she in one of
wasn't.
the? Okay,
No,
so
she's
we
in
haven't seen Claire
Revelations
in.
2.
Oh, Revelations. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I haven't seen her in a long time either. So I kind of wish they do. And again, I'm going out both sides of my mouth. 'Cause I'm like, well, they should do something with Claire in jail, but also they should go in a new direction. But yeah, mostly I
Yeah.
was that we're getting yet more Chris. I don't know who's wants Chris and everything, but
Yeah. I mean, but
I guess I'm in the minority.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like I would think that Jill and Claire would have at least been mentioned in passing because right, our entry into the story is
Yeah.
the T virus mutation is killing Raccoon City survivors.
Yeah. And
So like,
there's flashbacks to Kendo and Marvin and
right,
but
but
yeah,
not
Claire that you
Claire?
spent all this time with isn't like you don't even think about her. Like I don't know. Maybe they had a
Yeah.
bad breakup off screen. And Leon,
Maybe.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
Leon Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind did Claire and
Oh,
forgot about her.
but he didn't like do that for his trauma.
No, because again in Resident Evil World, trauma is what doesn't kill you makes you stronger,
That's
basically
true.
being traumatized.
That's
So
true.
helps you get your reports in on time.
Yeah. The Kendo flashback did make me sad.
Yeah, it's because
It,
he's confirmation that he euthanized his daughter, then he
yeah.
shot himself. So yeah,
Yeah. That's a bummer.
yeah, that was a
He's
bummer.
We're a long way from original Resident Evil 2 when he was like, "Hold on, little lady."
Yeah,
It's just like, oh, yeah. Then they were like, "Let's give this character pathos."
yes, yeah.
Um, yeah. I don't know. Are there other things that haven't come up that are on your mind with
Nothing
Requiem?
major. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of new gimmicks and things like that. You do more crafting as Grace. There's a big motorcycle chase as Leon, which we kind of talked about. That was kind of cool. It's kind of like an on rails sequence.
Yeah,
So
you ride a motorcycle up a fucking building,
yeah,
which is wild.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's like almost the more I talk about this game, it's making me like it a little bit less.
Oh, that's interesting. I feel
Yeah,
like
which
I'm
is
going in the opposite direction.
yeah. But it was a
Yeah.
weirdly uneven. I don't know. It was yeah. It was never bad, but it was rarely great. That's my
Okay. Yeah.
summation of this game. So
Yeah.
maybe I have more of a eight when I really think
Okay.
about it. But
Yeah.
I'll replay it again before I slap a final grade on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one thing I appreciate is So this game does a lot of things that Resident Evil does. It is super self-referential, which the series has always been.
Yeah.
Um, it doesn't overstay its welcome, which I appreciate. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't bored, like I wasn't like, oh great, a sewer level, oh great, another lab that's gonna suck. Like it moved pretty
Yeah.
briskly.
That's a good point. I
Yeah.
never wanted it to be done,
No, no. So
but
it
I
like
didn't.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like just the right amount for me.
Yeah. So I think that was good. But yeah, I just felt like it was a little high on its own supply with like, Hunk, Tyrant, RE2 flashbacks, a big ass spider, right? It's
Yeah.
like, well,
Literally
oh,
the welcome.
Plant
Plant
43. We
43.
totally
Oh my
forgot
God.
about that. It was like, why do we
It
need
was
this
so,
fucking plant
yeah,
again? Like,
I did, I could have done without that. Yeah.
and
The
then like,
welcome beyond banner and the RPD.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I did laugh at was you find the typewriter from the lobby and Leon's like, well, this thing probably doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
kind of a funny little nod Easter eggy type of thing. But
Did you find so I'm
and
playing
Tofu.
through Oh right, yeah, Tofu
Yeah.
just Tofu
Yeah, Tofu's in the
shuffles.
background spying on you a few times. So
Yeah, it's cute.
yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you speaking of not cute, did you find the like Wesker's like thirst trap picture of Rebecca?
No, where was that?
Apparently so like I knew it when I was playing it. I didn't like finish it, but Barry's like scavenger hunt with the
Oh, I
library
didn't engage
book.
in that at all. Yeah.
I was just like, whatever. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm so close to the end. But apparently, like I think it leads to like Wesker has a photo of Rebecca in like a basketball slash cheerleader's outfit, and it's
Oh,
just
like her
like,
classic sort of.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it's like clearly framed as like this is Wesker, so they're like
Wesker's like,
he's
yeah,
like a
for
creep.
yeah,
Yeah, just like a
for
weird
West for
Easter
Wesker
egg.
time.
Yeah.
That's kind of weird because Wesker's yeah, I don't know. He doesn't Wesker doesn't read straight to me, but
No, or
that's just
he's
yeah.
definitely like I think we said he's like Elon Musk, right? He's like procreation, but not like pleasure. Did we
Yeah,
say
he seemed
that?
like he'd be a very business-like lover.
Right, right.
Perfunctory,
Perfunctory
just
lover.
missionary. Yeah.
Whereas Zeno, I feel like has a little bit more
Zeno'd be freaky. He'd be like too much in the opposite direction, I think.
yeah, right. He'd be like never mind. I don't even want to say that.
Yeah. Zeno's one
Yeah.
of those guys, he has like a whole room in his house just for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
swings and
More
yeah.
swings.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He's my
Um
industrial grade barrels of
lube.
yeah, of KY.
And
I
then
like how I
we
said we're gonna keep this clean so it's easy to edit. And we're like,
yeah,
anyway, Zeno,
yeah.
you
You're
probably
like Zeno has industrial grade barrels of
yeah,
lube.
yeah.
Yeah, I will say like, and I think this will be addressed in DLC. Maybe I hope like this game is pretty bare bones. You
What do you mean
know,
by that? Like in terms of
well, like I feel like
oh, like no, like there's no mercenaries.
no, there's no
That's kind of a
mercenaries,
bummer.
which I know was added in with Village, but they at least announced it.
Yeah.
Like when the game came out, they're like, we are doing mercenaries. Like I wish there was a proper new game plus.
Yeah, there's no New Game Plus.
The
Yeah.
insanity mode I told you about sucks. Like yeah, like I'm
Is
not
there
doing
no
that.
difficulty between standard and sanity mode?
No.
Well, that sucks. Because
Right. I'm like,
I don't really want to play the hardest. I want to play like a professional run.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
That makes me want to replay it less.
Yeah, because I tried Insanity and like what I read in various forums and Reddits is like there are things to unlock with challenge points that make that easier, but
Okay.
I think I told you I blew it all on the character models and
Yeah,
then
well,
I
that
didn't
seems like you
yeah.
should be able to realistically play it without doing that, I think. And
Right? Right?
yeah.
So
Like
because
I'm not
so
against insanity mode, but have something between standard and
right. Or give
the
me a
crazy
proper
hardcore.
new game plus.
Yeah, where I can,
Right?
yeah.
And so I am
And maybe
playing it
they'll put that
again.
in.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess like playing it again is kind of like a pseudo new game plus because there are the Leon boxes
Hmm.
around and you can cash in points for different guns and stuff. And
Oh,
so
okay.
like
That's
it
something.
does give you a little
Mhm.
bit more, but
Yeah.
it's not, it doesn't feel like, oh yeah, you should definitely replay this,
Yeah.
you know.
But
So
yeah.
I don't
So
know.
we're
Yeah.
Yeah, positive, but not screaming from the rooftops about it.
Yeah. So,
Definitely, I definitely don't regret playing it or anything. Like, I'm really glad.
no.
Yeah, I'm really glad I played it. But
And I think for me, kind of like to return to something I said earlier, like there's a difference between like evaluating the quality and liking it. Like I had a blast with this game. I thought it was really fun.
yeah, it was really,
Um,
really, really well done. You can tell just so
yeah,
much, and hats off to everyone who worked on the game. I mean, everybody did a
yeah,
great. The voice actors I thought were universally great. I mean, art direction's great. So
yeah. The score
yeah,
was great.
the score was I thought really good.
Yeah, whenever you play as Leon, there's that kind of like synth kind of sound. You know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
it's a
about?
little understated, but it's good. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's kind of like I don't know how else to describe it. You know the word, I know this, I use this word in a way that it's not what it means, like scrimpy.
scrimpy.
Yeah, you're not a coffee drinker, right?
I mean, I drink coffee, but I
Yeah,
don't know anything about it.
but you know how it kind of rumbles your
I
guts?
just find coffee around and drink it.
Just like
Yeah.
you stick your ejector pen in and then you
I'm like a video game character. I just wander around and just find food and
yeah,
drinks on the ground and just consume them without
yeah,
any thought of what I'm doing. So yeah.
yeah. But you know how coffee like kind of rumbles your guts, right?
Yeah, has that rep. Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. So like that sound effect was like that effect for me, but like aurally sound wise.
Oh, okay. We
Like it
get
was
kind of
kind of
like
like
the rumbly tummy.
yeah,
Like we
just like
maybe
it
had
kind
too much
of
grease or something.
yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
viscerally impacted me. But I was
Okay,
like
interesting.
into it, you know. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, because I was like, "What?" And I was like,
Okay.
but maybe or maybe I did just drink too much coffee. I don't know.
Yeah. It was just your own stomach
Yeah,
rumbling.
I'm
You're like,
just
wow,
like,
the sound
I'm
design is so
like,
good.
oh, it's amazing. I love it.
Feels like it's
Uh,
right in the room with me. Yeah. So
yeah. So no, I like this game. I mean, I'm glad that it's sold a bazillion copies.
it sold really well, which I does make me a little nervous where we might have I don't want another situation like we had with six where they're like, oh, people love the action. That's what they want.
I
But
think
hopefully having Grace in there to
yeah.
balance it out. Yeah, they
I think Capcom learned their lesson, but they're basically just repeating everything they're doing.
yeah.
Right? Like
Yeah.
they're like we went back to basics with 7. We expanded a bit in 8. In 9, we had Leon ride a motorcycle up the side of a skyscraper. You know, it's
Yeah.
like that you can see
Yeah.
them they're like they're dipping their toes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, we'll see. I think yeah, I don't know what they'll do.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Um,
But I know what we'll do.
keep playing Resident Evil.
We'll keep playing Resident Evil.
I made it sound like it was a question. It was
Yeah.
not a
And
question.
we'll keep doing this podcast whether you people like it or not.
That's
So,
right. Yeah. Shout out to all 3 of our regular listeners, one of whom is one of us.
I think we have more than that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Do
I'm gonna get
we?
more downloads than that. Not to
Uh,
pull back the curtain too much, but
we
yeah.
have over 100 downloads.
We have over 100 downloads. So, which is a great transition to say, if you like the show, leave a review and tell a friend and keep an eye out because this is a bonus episode, but that means that we'll keep on our regular schedule. So we'll have we just did episode 1 of Code Veronica and episode 2 of Code Veronica is coming out next week.
Next
So
week, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you like Resident Evil, if you think this discussion was fun and or entertaining and or informative, jump in with either Code Veronica. We've done recordings on Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. So if you want to go back to the very beginning and understand really the roots of Raccoon City, a lot of these callbacks and Easter eggs, check out what we've done so far.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Well,
So
thanks.
on behalf of us, we're so bad closing out the podcast. At
We
least I
are.
am.
Well, no, we are always, I think we're like, we get it, and then we're like almost landing the plane, and then
Yeah.
we like don't.
And then we pull up. We do it's like a classic Midwest thing. Everybody jokes about the Midwest goodbye that takes like
Yeah.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm like putting on my coat, and then my aunt's like, "Oh, and then wait, you gotta take some cookies with you." I'm like, "Oh my God, I just want to get the fuck out of here." So
Right. Yeah. Or it was like me at the New Year's party where I like took 10 minutes to put my shoes on, and then the lift was waiting, and then I tried to leave without my coat, and then Nikki had to be like, "No, you're like leaving without your coat." So,
it's
yeah.
a hell of a way to kick off the new year.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, thanks for listening. This has been Hot
Hot zombie
Zombie
summer.
Summer. And
We'll see
yeah,
y'all later.
yeah, take care.
All right, that was another episode of Hot Zombie Summer, and we'll be back in a few weeks.
And in the meantime, check us out on Apple, Spotify, or wherever else you get your podcasts. And be sure to follow us on Instagram and Blue Sky at Hot Zombie Summer Pod, all one word.
So until next time, don't be a Jill sandwich.